This video is a shootout of 3 different ceramic coatings that I like, and this is gonna be the first look. What's going on, guys, and welcome to the Wilson Auto Detailing YouTube channel. Listen, ceramic coatings are something that I show on the channel. You guys know a lot of people like them. They're really getting hyped up in the industry, particularly for like daily drivers and not just Bugattis and Lamborghinis. So this is gonna be a sick video, so please watch till the end because there's gonna be a ton of info. And just to give you guys a little bit of context of what I'm going to do here. Number 1, this is not going to be a durability test because I'm applying it right now, okay? We have to give time to see durability. Number 2, the purpose of this video is to see a first look at all of these particularly good ceramic coatings right next to each other on a car that is driven on a daily basis, okay? So again, purpose here is let's put all of these ceramic coatings on a daily driver on a regular car that sits outside all day long and gets trashed by trees, bugs, etc. And basically see not only over time how durable are they, but also do a bit of a torture test in a later video because these particular ceramic coatings are apparently resistant to certain detergents like between pH 2 and pH like 12 or 13, and I want to kind of see what that is like, but I can't do it in this video because again, this is going to be the initial application, the initial look, and basically explaining all 3 of these ceramic coatings in detail. And then after we get this initial gloss look and initial application look, we can then do other things. So shootout of these. Here we go. I want to give you guys a little bit of detail about these ceramic coatings because there's a lot to know, and I do have my trusty legal pad with me because there's actually a pretty good amount of notes, and I try to do these things off the cuff, but because I think I speak better that way, but this time, not gonna happen. So, Nasiol ZR53, this is one of my favorite coatings. It's one of my favorite coatings because it's very easy to apply, okay? This is $69.99. It promises at least 3 years of durability. There's only 1 coat needed, and it says it's resistant to pH 13 detergents, and of course probably anything between 7 and 13. I imagine it's talking about alkaline cleaners there. Okay, now the Carbrite Black Pearl. The only drawback with this particular ceramic coating is that this is not a ceramic coating you guys are going to be able to get your hands on because of my connections in the detailing world. I sometimes am able to get my hands on products that are not necessarily available to the public, but are more distributed to like dealerships and things of that nature. Sorry if I'm talking fast. There's a lot of information. I'm trying to get through it fast so you guys don't have to sit through a 20-minute video. So you can't actually get this one, but I don't know what it's priced for that reason because I didn't actually buy it. It was given to me to test. Okay, this lasts up to 5 years. You can apply it to paint, glass, and chrome, all right? So not just the paint. And lastly, you have Crystal Serum Light. This is by a company called Gtechniq. A lot of people love Gtechniq. It's a company that's great, tends to cater to things like the Lamborghini, maybe the Aston Martin clientele, alrighty? And the Gtechniq is $69.99. It's a 9H coating, chemically resistant from pH 2 to pH 12 cleaners. How true that is, I don't know, but again, we're gonna be testing that in the future. And it says 3 to 5 years of durability. And actually, I could be overstepping, though I don't think I am. All of these are SiO2 coatings, as opposed to SiC or silicon carbide coatings. These are silicon dioxide coatings. All 3 of these are. So let's go ahead and prep the car and talk about what we're gonna do. Okay, now because I don't have a cart, but I really need a cart, and I was thinking about that earlier. Gosh, I gotta get a cart. I've laid out very beautifully everything I'm gonna use here on the ground. I've got my M15 Max Shine Pro Polisher with a Lake Country yellow 5.5-inch cutting pad. I've got water. I've got waterless car wash. I've got a clay bar. I've got my one-step compound. I've got my Americana Global stripper, paint stripper, and I've got my 3 microfiber towels that I'm gonna be using here. Let's go ahead and prep the paint. Now, my first step here is just to take my waterless wash, remove all the surface dirt from the surface. Then I'm gonna take my clay bar. I'm going to clay the surface. Then I'm going to take some iron remover. I'm gonna spray the iron remover on the paint, and I'm going to wash it off. Then I'm gonna take my paint stripper. I'm gonna strip the paint, and then we're gonna come back in. I'll talk a little bit about how I'm gonna polish it, but that is going to be the prep stage. Wash, clay, Iron X or iron remover, strip the paint. Bam. This is an intense thing. You can't get it wrong. You need to do it right if you're gonna apply ceramic coating the correct way. Here's what it looks like. Okay, quick recap. The paint has been washed, clayed, iron-xed, and stripped, all right? I'll hook up all these products in the YouTube description box below that I'm using here. Next, I'm going to have to polish the paint, and I'm going to be using my Max Shine M15 Pro polisher. It's a 5-inch backing plate, and then this is a Lake Country foam cutting pad. Lake Country pads, if you're looking for good pads, Lake Country, you cannot go wrong. They're incredible, they're gonna last a long time, and they do what they're set out to do, all right? I've never used this pad before, I've never used Lake Country, I've never used this one. It's like just out of the package is what I mean, it's new. So, what I like to do with new pads is take a little bit of water and basically spray the pad a little bit, and sometimes I'll kind of work it in. Then I just take it and spin it off. Basically, I just do that because when you have totally dry foam with a foam pad, sometimes it sticks a little bit, sometimes it doesn't spread the polish quite like I would like it to, and so I just get it a little wet. Okay, then I'm gonna be using 3D Car Care's cutting compound and finishing polish. It's a one-step, it's called One, and I just like one-steps. They're getting a lot better in the industry right now, and it keeps me from having to do as much work. So I'm going to use this one-step on this door right here, because again, that's what was prepared, and then we'll come in afterwards and figure out how we're gonna apply the ceramic coatings. Okay, now after I finish polishing, last thing I do is I take paint stripper again, a microfiber towel, and I try to do a tighter pile, or lower pile microfiber, or at least microfiber side. I take my paint stripper, I just get a little bit on there, and I just very quickly go over the paint. Basically, it's just like polish, no matter how much you wipe off, is going to leave some sort of residue. And when it comes to ceramic coatings, it's a situation of just like, make sure you do it right on the front end, or you'll be mad later, because the ceramic coating will not function like it's supposed to. And at this point, I've just applied a load of ceramic coatings to a lot of different cars, to a lot of different clients that I've had over the last few years since ceramics have been popular. And I just find that stripping the paint one more time after you polish is just like a really important thing to do. Okay, now to the main event. You guys can see I've got Nasiol, which is going to be applied right here, Carbrite, which will be applied right here in the middle, and Gtechniq, which will be applied right here on the third. So you guys can see it's not exactly even, but basically this lets us see all of them side by side, and on either side is a totally non-coated surface. So we have something to compare it to as well. So let's go ahead and get into the application. Just to reiterate real fast, the purpose of this video is to see, number one, what each of these coatings are and what they come with and their durability, all that stuff, just like the facts surrounding the coatings. Number two, it's to see the ease of the application. And number three, it's to see the initial visual appearance, the visual appeal, the gloss. We'll see durability and torture tests later on, because the only reason I don't normally do torture tests, because I don't think they're realistic. It's like, in what world are you gonna spray, iron-X on top of a coating? It doesn't make any sense. But the reason I'm doing it is because these coatings all say that they're resistant to chemicals from pH like 2 to 13, and I just wanna see like how true that really is. Anyway, so I'm trying to open this up. It comes in kind of like an iPhone designed box, if you know what I'm saying. Again, this is Nasiol ZR53, $69.99, and it comes with, actually, since I've used this before, it's a little unfair, but it comes with 2 gloves, it comes with the coating itself, and it comes with little applicator pads, all right? I'm using a totally new microfiber towel from Max Shine. Again, all of the stuff that I use in this video, I'm gonna hook up in the YouTube description box below. Click the show more button, it'll show you all those links. So here's how this works. It's very, very simple. I'm going to take the coating. It is liquid, all right? It comes in a tiny little bottle, what is it, 50 milliliters? And I apply it to this applicator pad like I would like a cotton ball and alcohol, okay? I take it, turn it upside down, I leave it for just a second, turn it right side up, bam, that's all I need, okay? I'm gonna do a little bit more just because I'm doing this whole panel. Can you guys see this? Yes, all right. All I'm gonna do is take it just like this, and I'm going to be doing a crosshatch pattern. Now, some people get real freaked out about applying a ceramic coating because it seems so difficult. Let me explain with this as I'm doing it. One of the big reasons I love the ZR53 by Nasiol, I've used a ton of Nasiol's coatings. This one is my favorite that they have because it is so easy to apply. There are ceramic coatings that are very, very difficult to apply, and it's frustrating because it seems almost impossible to get them even. You guys see I'm going kind of quickly. I'm comfortable with this coating, which is one of the reasons, but another reason is because generally I wouldn't do this big of an area, though it's really not that big a deal to do an area this big. Okay, then I'm gonna go up, and basically this crosshatch pattern is just to make sure that I get an even coating across the entire surface. And you'll see the coating start to tack up a bit. Even in a sense, I would say it almost like beads up. And truth be told, I should be wearing gloves right now, but you know, I don't know. It's kind of like English. You learn the rules of the English language, and then you learn how to break them, okay? So there's a couple things I'm doing here that aren't quite the conventional way to apply a ceramic coating, but the reason I'm doing it is because, again, I've used this coating multiple times on multiple vehicles, so I'm just very comfortable with it. I'll let it sit for just a second. I will read you guys the directions. It doesn't actually say to let it sit, but I know this coating and I know it can. There's actually no directions on how to apply it on the bottle or the box. You have to go to their website, but I know the directions. Basically, they say put a tiny little bit onto your applicator pad, apply it in a crosshatch pattern just like I just did. There is no dwell time in the initial application. What I mean is some ceramic coatings say that you need to let it sit on the paint for 60 seconds, 90 seconds. This one does not have that direction. I switch to my dry side of my microfiber. I buff it off. Sometimes guys like to have two different microfiber towels to work with. You can use the same one, but it actually also comes with two microfibers, one buffing off and one kind of finishing microfiber towel. I would probably word it that way. One's a bit more, what would I say, tighter weave, and one's a bit more plush. So you have one and then you use the other. But again, when you use ceramic coatings, you get familiar with them, and like the English language, learn the rules, then learn to break the rules, okay? So you guys saw that application of the Nasiol. Very easy. A couple notes real fast. Super easy to apply, super easy to buff off. I'm being extreme right now. I don't have to buff it off as much as I am. This is, again, just me being way too extreme for the sake of the video. It's all buffed off the paint. And you guys saw, I didn't have to try really hard to buff it off the paint. It's all gone, done. It wasn't energy or time consuming. And then secondly, I put it on the paint and then I left it and I talked to you guys for a second, and it didn't stick to the paint. There are ceramics that maybe these rest of them will, but there's ceramics that I've used that if you don't buff it off immediately, it is a pain in the butt to try to take it off. And so one of the huge advantages about this is it is so easy to apply, okay? The Nasiol ZR53, extremely easy to apply. Now, let's move on to the next one. So I want to do the directions before I do anything else. Now I kind of read the stats or like the facts surrounding the products in the beginning of the video. So here's the directions with the Carbrite Black Pearl SiO2 coating. Apply 7 to 10 drops to applicator pad. Spread a thin layer on the surface in a 2x2 area, crosshatch pattern. Do not allow product to cure. Use multiple towels for removal to avoid scratches. Remove first pass with low pile microfiber towel. Follow immediately with high pile microfiber towel, removing remaining residue. Repeat until entire surface has been coated. Keep away from water for 12 hours. I'm gonna keep all of these coatings away from water for 12 hours, but here's what I'm gonna use. It only comes with this in the package. It doesn't come with anything else, so I'll show you my applicator pad. These are some little, they call them like butter soft applicator pads that I keep with me. There's this new website that I've been buying product and stuff from that I adore. It's called carguysupplies.com, and I'm gonna hook up a link to a bunch of this stuff on their website because they have a bunch of stuff Amazon doesn't have, and it's all dedicated detailing, and it's fantastic, and their shipping is fantastic too. It's pretty much just like Amazon. So anyway, this is where I got that from Car Guy Supplies. It's just a tiny little thin applicator pad. Okay, so I'm gonna open it up, and well, I'm gonna shake it up just a little bit just because that feels like best practice. By the way, I'm wearing my glasses because not only does my eyesight suck, but when you're doing ceramic coatings in particular, I would suggest if you have glasses, wear them just because it makes sense. Okay, so I'm gonna do this 7 to 10 drops. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, there we go, 9. All right, I'm gonna put the top back on because I don't want it to spill. Then again, I should be wearing gloves. I'm not. I'm gonna take it and apply it in a crosshatch pattern. And remember, it says do not allow product to cure, okay? Do not allow product to cure. Do not allow product to cure. What it's talking about is in an instantaneous sense. So right after you apply it, don't allow any cure time. Wipe it off the paint immediately. Now, one of the things I'm doing here is keeping my hand really flat. A little secret that I've learned over the years is if you really want to get a super easy way to even spread it, get a sanding block that you use to wrap sandpaper around and put this around the sanding block, and that way you're not depending on your hand to get an even surface application. It makes it much easier. But again, when you do this a lot, it ends up not being a really big deal. So I'm gonna use one microfiber towel to remove it, even though I know it says suggest, use 2, but you really don't need 2 microfiber towels unless you're doing the entire car, in which case, yeah, it's a good idea to have 2, but right now it's not too big a deal. Now again, I'm just making sure I get an even spread. I know I'm probably spending more time on it than the directions would like me to, but learn the rules, baby. Learn to break them. Okay, I'm tossing this on the ground because I'm not gonna use it anymore. I'm gonna take the low pile side of my microfiber. I'm gonna buff it off, okay? Now as I'm doing this, I wanna give you guys some notes. This one is definitely more difficult to buff off. Certainly sticks to the paint more. I think that's definitely undoubtedly true, but here's a correlation that I've found with ceramic coatings. Generally speaking, this is not a fact always, generally, the more they stick to the paint in a short period of time, generally the longer they last. Again, it's not always true. Now I'm gonna flip to the high side, or I'm sorry, the high side, the high pile side, and I'm gonna buff it in, or buff off the residue. Would be a good way to say that probably. So, now I did just say that it's harder to buff off, but let me say this. It's not harder at a level that would concern me. So I'm splitting hairs right now because I'm trying to be real detailed with the video so I get all the stuff I want to get in. This is not like a difficult ceramic coating to work with. It's just a bit more sticky, which may very well mean that it actually lasts longer. Okay, that is now buffed off. Very easy to use. Couple quick notes. It does not come with anything except for the ceramic coating itself. No applicators, no towels, no gloves. Does not need any cure time after the immediate application. It does need a 12-hour cure time after the application in order to properly bond with the paint. So you don't want to expose it to the elements or water. Best thing to do is just keep it in a garage, but that's just me. So now, again, let's go ahead and move to the Gtechniq. Okay, here's the box it comes in. It's called their light serum, their crystal serum light. Let's see what it comes with. It comes with a pair of gloves. It comes with a Couple directions. It comes with a little droplet. It comes with an applicator, and it comes with the serum itself. So this is like a very good box. This is the kind of stuff I suggest people put in their ceramic coatings. It just makes it a lot easier to deal with, basically. I'm not gonna put the gloves on again, even though I should. And let me go ahead and read the directions for you. The one kind of selling prop they have for the Gtechniq is they say, basically, this ceramic coating can withstand much higher and much colder temperatures than others. That's gonna be hard to test in Nashville, Tennessee. But, okay, it does not come with microfiber towels, so again, I'm gonna use a new microfiber towel. So, I take the top off. I get a little bit here. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, and then we're gonna take it and apply it here. I actually like this application style a little bit more because this little pad just makes it very easy to apply. Okay, as I'm applying this one is particularly, what would I say, sticky. All right, it's not folding over like I would want it to right now, okay? So I'm not gonna do this whole side. I'm just gonna do the top here, just like this, and get that crosshatch pattern in, and then take my microfiber. Basically what I'm trying to say is, well, there's a couple problems here. It might be that I didn't put enough on there, and maybe because it's just a totally new applicator pad, it needs to have a little bit more put on there, but it's not folding over well, meaning it's not spreading well. Let me get a microfiber. All right, this is a new microfiber. I'm gonna flip to my low pile side. I'm gonna buff it off. Buff it off here. Now, what I'm gonna do here is put a lot more on. I'm gonna do more like 8 to 10 drops because this microfiber pad is new, and I think that's probably the issue here. And this probably goes to show, like, you gotta read the manufacturer's directions because you wanna know where you wanna start, but it doesn't mean you have to follow them to a T, because in the detailing world, it's just one problem-solving moment after another, and you really gotta kinda adjust. So, we'll kinda see how this works. Yeah, okay, this is way better now. Okay, so quick little tip for you guys, if you're wanting to use the Gtechniq, it's totally fine to apply. It's easy to apply, it's easy to buff off. The only reason I was having trouble there is because I didn't put enough on, and this is a totally new microfiber. This is a totally new applicator pad. Basically it just, because I put so little and it was so dry, it made it hard to spread. But I can already see it tacking up and kind of creating that rainbow effect. Sometimes I like to do a crosshatch pattern and I just go halfway down on the downstroke because it makes it a little bit easier for me to apply evenly. Just like this, and then I go all the way down and halfway up and get this area that I missed here just a second ago. So this particular coating, as I'm looking at it, definitely needs to be removed quickly, probably quicker than the rest. It looks like it really dries fast. Okay, so I like to go in a bunch of crosshatch patterns just because I want to make sure I apply it evenly. Okay, as I'm wiping this off, I will say this one is a bit more difficult to wipe off. It's easy to apply, it's pretty difficult to wipe off. I anticipated that. The more you use these coatings, the more you'll be able to see kind of these, what would I say, nuances of them, because they do each react very differently. And I'll repeat, generally the ones that I've found are harder to wipe off are the ones that are lasting the longest, but that's just kind of an observation. I don't have any empirical evidence to back that up at the time of shooting this video, but now I'm gonna buff it with my high pile side, make sure that it's totally buffed off. And you guys can see this is a bit more work, a bit more energy, but nonetheless, working just fine. So I went ahead and pulled it out in the sun because this way you can just see better. There's no streaking or anything, and you can't like hide anything. So the Nasiol coating, I'll kind of pan down, give you guys a few different angles. It looks amazing, okay? And part of this is also accredited to the 3D one step, which I really like, because it just really finishes that paint beautifully. There you go. This is the Carbrite. Alrighty. No streaking again. Really looks good. You can see me pretty much perfectly in the reflection. And the Gtechniq, or Gtechniq. People say it different ways. Tomato, tomato. There you go. Alrighty. Definitely looks great. High gloss shine. Okay. And here's all three. Nasiol, Carbrite, Gtechniq. Okay, so I've tried to, on the channel, more so be a little bit more decisive because people like when I give direct answers. And so let me say this. If I had to pick one of these three coatings overall, I would pick the Nasiol ZR53. No, I don't get paid to say that. The only reason I say that is because I'm a little biased because I've used this way more, but these two are a bit more difficult to apply, but again, I am seriously splitting hairs. Like, that is just saying, overall, price considered, ease of use considered, visual appearance considered, and durability considered. I also have a better idea of durability with this one than I do these. I would pick the ZR53 from Nasiol overall. All three, Carbrite, Gtechniq, and ZR53, are going to give you amazing results, and they basically sit around the same price point. Again, the Carbrite is not going to be one that you can pick up, unfortunately, right now, but nonetheless, it's a good kind of control to compare against. So, the other thing I would say is when you buy a ceramic coating, it is kind of nice when it comes with all the application materials needed, like application pads, microfiber towels, gloves, and the ZR53 comes with all of that, while the others don't necessarily come with all of that. Like the Gtechniq Crystal Serum Light comes with gloves and a pipette and an applicator, so it's just kind of nice to have like an all-in one that also works really fantastically. So there you go, ZR53, Nasiol, Crystal Light, Gtechniq, and Carbrite Black Pearl ceramic coating Shootout. That is what the initial application looks like. That is what the initial gloss looks like. There you go, I think the ZR53 wins. However, we will be looking at durability and torture test in the future. Now, as a recap, here's what I used in this video. Of course, I used all three of these ceramic coatings, but I also used Americana Global Stripper 3D Car Care Waterless Wash and Wax AM Details Clay. I used the Butter Soft application pads, the Max Shine M15 Pro, the Lake Country Cutting Yellow 5.5 inch foam pad, a bottle of water, some 3D Car Care 1, and that's it. Below this YouTube video, there's gonna be a little show more button. If you click that, it'll drop down the description box of this video, and I'm going to hook up links to all of this stuff in that description box below. Some of those links will take you to Amazon. Some of those links will take you to a website called carguysupplies.com. Both are fantastic. You can get some things on one and some things on the other. They're not both available on each. So I got about half from Amazon, half from that website. Anyway, if you use my links for either of those, it does give this channel a small commission, but it helps this channel stay alive so I can keep giving out awesome content just like this all the time. Guys, thank you so much for making it to the end. And as always, from Luke here at Wilson Auto Detailing, keep working hard, and I will see you guys in the next video.